Welcome to the Ventura County Children and Family Services Foster Parenting and Adoption online information session. For the next half hour, you will learn what it means to be a foster parent, what brings children and youth into foster care, what steps you can take to become a foster parent, with the last part of the presentation focusing on what it takes to adopt through foster care. Thank you for visiting this site and taking time to go through the session. But most of all, thank you for your interest in learning more about the needs of the foster children and youth in Ventura County, and for considering the possibility of providing them with a safe, loving, and stable environment. Let's begin. Over 200,000 children live in Ventura County. Of all the reports of suspected child abuse and neglect that the county receives, a significant number require investigation. As a result of these investigations, some children are removed from their homes. When children are removed from their homes due to neglect, abuse, abandonment, and other at-risk circumstances, they need a safe place to live until family problems are resolved. Many of the children removed from their homes receive care from their relatives or family friends, but those that do not have relatives or family friends who can take care of them will need a foster family who can provide the love and understanding that brings hope for a better future. Foster parents provide a temporary, safe home for children in crisis. They are part of the child's support, treatment, and care plan. They are partners with the child's social worker, attorney, teachers, and doctors. Being a foster parent is not a passive act of just providing food, clothing, and shelter. It's a proactive statement of providing a nurturing and safe environment, supporting the bonds between children and their families, and advocating for children. The foster care system has been around for quite a while. The system didn't start out as we know it today, but the consistent thread has always been that the future of vulnerable children depends on people's open hearts and their desire to share their homes. When a child is abused or neglected, he or she may need immediate protection, or a family may need extra support to ensure the safety of the child. This is when Children and Family Services may become involved. The Department of Children and Family Services is responsible for providing protective services for children who are at risk of or are being physically, sexually, or emotionally abused, neglected, or exploited. In addition, Children and Family Services is responsible for the licensing, training, and case management of all the county foster homes. Children and Family Services has 3 offices located in Simi Valley, Oxnard, and Ventura. Children and Family Services receives and responds to complaints of child abuse and neglect on a 24-hour basis. Social workers investigate and assess complaints, determine if child abuse or neglect has occurred, and provide services to assure that children are protected. Most reports of suspected abuse come from individuals who are designated by law as mandated reporters. Such individuals may include social workers, teachers and other school personnel, physicians and other healthcare workers, mental health professionals, child care providers, and law enforcement officers. There are many circumstances that bring children into foster care. Children may come into care due to parental illness, relationship problems, family breakdown, or perhaps a situation where the child's welfare is threatened. All of them have experienced loss and separation from their birth families. Even if the child presents a happy and smiling front, their past experiences will almost certainly have an effect on their behavior and development. Many children are removed from their homes for neglect, which may include malnutrition, serious untreated medical conditions, prenatal drug exposure, or being left alone or without supervision. Some children enter foster care as a result of emotional abuse. Emotional abuse is characterized by the use of words by the parent or guardian that can hurt, including constant belittling, shaming, and humiliating a child, or being exposed to domestic violence. Others enter into foster care because of physical or sexual abuse, or caretaker absence, or incapacity. In some situations, siblings who are in the home may be removed because their safety is also at risk. Child safety is the main concern of Children and Family Services social workers who intervene in whatever way is necessary to ensure the child's safety and to prevent further harm from abuse or neglect. Protecting the child, validating the abuse, and seeing to the safety of other possible victims are stressful issues that the social workers and family members must address. Social workers help plan and provide services to enhance every family's ability to provide proper care and nurturing for their children within their own home, community, and culture. Prevent separation of the child from the family whenever possible. Preserve and rehabilitate the family. Provide a stable, permanent, alternative home as quickly as possible for every child who cannot return home, and reunify children with families as quickly as possible. Children and Family Services uses the following terms to describe the status of children in the child welfare system. Family Maintenance Services focuses on keeping children in the home with their birth parents as the family engages in a case plan under the supervision of Children and Family Services and the court. Family reunification services are offered when children are removed from their home and placed in a relative or foster home while parents receive services to reunify under the supervision of Children and Family Services and the court. Permanent placement services are utilized when parents are unsuccessful in reunifying with their child. Therefore, a permanent plan is developed, which may include guardianship or adoption. Children and Family Services also engages in early prevention and intervention activities that are designed to prevent abuse and neglect from occurring. In Ventura County, a relatively small but significant portion of all investigations into child abuse and neglect require children to be removed from their homes. Removals occur throughout the county, but more removals typically occur in the areas of the county with high child populations. In looking at the number of removals of children throughout the various communities in Ventura County, and comparing removals with the number of foster homes in each of these communities, we can see that some communities have more removals than available foster homes. Foster homes are especially needed in these areas. Children feel an incredible sense of loss and confusion when they are separated from their families. They have lost the most important people in their lives, their parents, sometimes their siblings, other relatives, and individuals close to their family. They have lost their familiar pattern of living. They have lost the places and things that make up their culture, identity, and world. It is of great importance to keep foster children in their home communities so schooling and extracurricular activities are not disrupted, and children can maintain supportive relationships with friends, teachers, their faith community, and others. Children in foster care can range in age from newborn to 20 years old. There is a great need for foster and foster adopt homes. The Ventura County Department of Children and Family Services is looking for families who will foster infants, preschoolers, school-age children, teens, sibling groups, pregnant and parenting teens, as well as special needs children. In January 2012, new legislation became effective that extends foster care benefits for eligible youth aging out of the foster care system in California. Instead of leaving youth without support after their 18th birthday, California provides eligible young adults with access to resources and mentorship through their 20th birthday. Foster parents play an invaluable role in mentoring and supporting young adults in becoming self-sufficient in the areas of education, employment, health, housing, and transportation. Identity gives us a sense of stability in the world and within ourselves. Culture is a system of values, beliefs, attitudes, and traditions. Foster parents understand and honor the importance of including the child's cultural background into their family practices and celebrations. Children in foster care can come from a wide range of cultural and ethnic backgrounds. This is reflected not only in their race, religion, and language, but also in the way that they have been brought up. They may have different skin color, hair, dress, or religious beliefs. They may speak a different language or eat different types of food. Foster parents need to recognize, respect, and celebrate these differences and support them in feeling positive about themselves and being proud of their heritage. When children must be removed from their homes, the goal is to place them in the most family-oriented environment that is capable of meeting their needs. These may include a relative or family friend, a foster home for ages 0 to 20, and young adults remaining in foster care up to the age 21, multidimensional treatment foster care, adoption through foster care, or group homes. Families come in all shapes and sizes. Some children live with two parents. Some children live with a single parent or go back and forth between their parents' homes. Others might live with a grandparent, a relative, or a foster family until the problems that caused them to come into foster care have been resolved and their parents can care for them safely. The word foster means to help someone or something grow and develop. It also means to take care of someone's needs. Foster parents, then, are people other than a child's parents who provide a safe place for children to be cared for. Whether you are married or single, have a stay-at-home partner or not, live in an apartment or a house, you can be a foster parent. Foster homes are an incredibly important placement option, providing a temporary and safe place for children when they cannot live with their families. The best foster parents are genuinely interested in providing a child with guidance, love, understanding, and a safe, nurturing home. Despite all the training and preparation, there is no way to predict what life will be like with your foster child. Foster parenting is filled with challenges and opportunities. The only guarantee is that you are giving this child an opportunity to be loved, trusted, and guided into adulthood. Oftentimes, these children will have special needs, including dental, medical, educational, developmental, and emotional needs. The child might not understand why he or she was taken away from their parent, and they have to get used to a new home, new rules, and new caregivers. It is common for a child to experience a wide range of feelings or behaviors and may have difficulty expressing those feelings as he or she makes a transition into foster care. Those foster parents who keep their expectations low and commitment high discover that they do make a difference in the lives of these children. Children of all ages come to us at all hours of the night and day. Sometimes there isn't even time to gather their belongings, so they may not have more than the clothes that they are wearing when they arrive at your home. The social worker provides the foster parent with information about the child, which initially may be limited at the time that they arrive at the foster parent's home. Each child is assigned to a social worker who visits monthly with the child and the foster parents. These visits give foster parents an opportunity to discuss issues and ask relevant questions that pertain to the child in their care. The social worker is also available by phone when needed. When appropriate, you may be referred to community resources for help. Foster parents receive a monthly board and care reimbursement when a child is placed in their home. These payments help pay for food, clothing, and other costs associated with caring for a child. The amount of the monthly payment varies depending on the age of the child and any identified special needs. Foster parents can expect assistance and support from Children and Family Services and other community agencies. In order to be a successful foster parent, you don't need to be super parents or have a perfect family. A regular family, flaws and all, will do just fine. Foster parents are patient and reassure the children that they are safe. They let the child know that they are available to help and care for them during this difficult and sometimes confusing time. Foster parents become a link in a lifelong chain and provide the healing, support, and guidance that can transform a child at risk into a self-assured, successful adult. Successful foster parents are structured, set reasonable limits, and have realistic expectations. They are flexible and patient and value children as individuals. They communicate effectively and help children develop strong self-esteem and learn appropriate behaviors by using positive reinforcement and discipline, not physical punishment. But above all, foster parents integrate the children into their own families for as long as they are in their care. Foster parents become part of a team effort to support the child and implement the plans made for the child. This plan will involve working with courts, Children and Family Services, other community agencies, and possibly the child's biological parents and siblings. Role models are people who imitate, emulate, or look to for guidance. Good role models inspire greatness in others. The connections you make with a child in foster care and the good role modeling you offer them and their parents can last a lifetime and benefit your whole community. Ventura County foster parents are strongly connected to each other and rely on each other for support and guidance. The role of foster parents is critical to improving outcomes for children in foster care. Fostering is both rewarding and challenging. In order to help meet these challenges, both for the foster parents and the children in their care, Children and Family Services recognizes that support is needed in the areas of foster parent development, emotional support, crisis needs, resource support, financial assistance, and ongoing training. Children and Family Services staff is available to both prospective foster parents and those who have already been licensed. Children and Family Services retention staff are available to assist with the completion of the licensing application, provide answers to questions, and guide the foster parent through the process of becoming placement ready. Once a child has been placed in the new foster home, a foster parent mentor will be assigned. Through the Peer Educator and Training Program, some of Ventura County's most experienced foster parents offer new foster parents the opportunity through in-person and telephone contact to learn from their experiences and challenges as they parent and navigate through the often complex child welfare system. Relative caregiver support is provided by the Kinship Support Services Program. This program is designed to provide community-based support to relatives who have stepped in to raise the children of another family member. Services include support groups, mentoring, and legal guardianship support. The Support Education Training Program focuses on in-home education for foster and kinship caregivers. Training topics could include how to understand and help a child with their trauma, grief, anger, multiple placement issues, and more. The Foster and Kinship Care Education Program provides a series of trainings designed to address the challenges that foster parents and relatives face and meet mandated training requirements for foster parents. The Children's Services Auxiliary works to identify the needs of foster children that are not being met through other sources. These services include funding supports for medical services and extracurricular activities, as well as holiday gift giving. The Ventura County Foster Parent Association membership is comprised of caring foster and kinship care providers who donate their time, knowledge, and personal resources toward providing a better life for those who are in a helpless position. Support services for children may include the Wraparound Program. This program provides services that support youth and families with multiple needs to live together in the family home. It is intended for youth who are at risk of placement out of the home and who are currently in placement and may be able to return home earlier through this process. Therapeutic behavioral services. These services are available for eligible children who need short-term behavioral support in addition to any other mental health services that they are receiving. The goal is to prevent children from being placed in a higher level of care, such as residential treatment facility, or to help children make a successful move to a lower level of care, such as returning home after residential treatment. Mental health services. These are provided by the Ventura County Behavioral Health Department, and this could include individual counseling. Children and Family Services. Staff provides independent living program services to foster youth and young adults between the ages of 16 and 21. The goal of the program is to help foster youth reach their personal and professional goals during their transition to self-sufficiency in the domains of health, education, housing, transportation, and employment. Now that you've learned a lot about foster children and foster families, let's talk about the next steps to become a licensed foster parent. The process for becoming a licensed foster parent includes the successful completion of live scan fingerprinting for all adults in the home, a TB test, a physical exam, CPR and first aid certification, submission of all licensing paperwork, the completion of the basics of foster parenting training classes, and the completion of a licensing home visit. The basics of foster parenting training classes include 16 hours of in-classroom training scheduled in series formats, varying in day and time, and an additional 6 hours of in-home support training once you have become licensed. Becoming a licensed foster parent requires several key steps, but Children and Family Services will be available to help you throughout this process. Some of you may be interested in fostering children until they are able to reunite with their parents, while others may be interested in adopting through foster care. Each of these motivations for foster parenting is equally as valuable and necessary as the other in order to ensure safe, nurturing homes for children in need. Adoption is a way to provide a safe and permanent home for children when their parents are unable to reunify with them. In order to adopt foster children in Ventura County, you must first be licensed as a foster parent. Relatives who wish to adopt need to be approved by Children and Family Services and meet certain state requirements similar to foster care licensing. The majority of foster children adopted through Children and Family Services have experienced some form of abuse or neglect. In addition, many have experienced the difficult task of adjusting to new families, neighborhoods, and schools while in foster care. They need people in their lives who will do whatever it takes to provide the nurturing and secure environment all children deserve to develop to their full potential. As some foster children become available for adoption, foster parents are often given the opportunity to adopt. Adopting a child from the child welfare system is a unique process that is most successful when prospective adoptive parents have special characteristics. These don't have to do with income, age, marital status, or any other type of concrete requirement. Most importantly, children in the foster care system need caregivers who are patient, flexible, compassionate, and loving. Did you know that 45% of Americans believe children in foster care have entered the system because of juvenile delinquency? This is a misperception. The reality is that children enter the system through no fault of their own, as victims of neglect, abandonment, or abuse. Children in the foster care system vary in age, from infants to young adults, and oftentimes will include sibling groups. Some children have medical challenges, disabilities, or conditions that are treatable. It is important to understand, however, that some medical and emotional disabilities are not easily corrected. Resources and support are available to help. Children and Family Services strives to find permanent homes for all these children. Forever families are especially needed for children with special needs, teens, and sibling groups. There are many reasons to adopt a child from the foster care system: to give the child a chance at a better life, to experience the joy and fulfillment a child brings to a family and a home, to share the gifts given us with someone else, to help make the world a better place. The list can go on and on. Foster care children are adopted by relatives, former foster parents, and non-relatives. They need and deserve good parents, families, homes, love, nurturing, guidance, and companionship. The children have as much to offer us as we have to offer them. It is impossible to talk about an adoption without discussing the termination of the biological parent's rights to the child. Many children in foster care are not able to return to their birth parents. When social workers have determined that the birth parents cannot adequately assume their parental responsibilities, they request that parental rights be terminated by petitioning the court for permission to end these rights so the child can be adopted. Courts understandably take the biological rights of the parents to their children very seriously, and judges insist on strong supporting evidence before terminating any parental rights. Parental rights are terminated by court order to allow the foster parent or relative to adopt the child when the child is not able to return to their birth parents, and it is determined that the best plan for the child is adoption. In situations where the parents appeal the court decision, this could delay the adoption process. As a foster parent, a child may live with you for a few days or for months. The amount of time can vary. Many foster parents grow close to the children in their care, no matter how long they are placed, and it can be difficult when they leave. If a foster child becomes legally free and does not have relatives who can adopt them, foster parents can, and many do, adopt children that come into their lives through the foster care system. There are 4 steps to the adoption process: getting a foster care license, welcoming a child into your home, participating in an adoption home study, and finalizing the adoption in court. A home study is much more than a background check on you and members of your family. It is a way for your social worker to get to know you, to educate you about adoption and how it affects children and families, and to prepare you to parent a child who brings experiences, ideas, and expectations that might be different from your own. There are 2 types of home studies, unmatched and matched. The unmatched home study takes place before the foster parent has identified a child that they are interested in adopting. Completing an unmatched home study begins after the first year of being an active foster parent in meeting the needs of children in their care and working with social workers and service providers in facilitating case plans. In cases where the foster parent currently has a child in their care that they would like to adopt, and the child's case plan has determined that permanency through adoption is the goal, then a matched home study is done to allow the foster parent to adopt the child. Information provided to the prospective adoptive parent by the child social worker offers a complete background on the child and the child's family, and also describes adjustments and challenges the child may face once they have been placed in an adoptive family. Prospective adoptive parents are required to review and sign documents that affirm their understanding and receipt of this information. Families who adopt children may qualify for the Non-Recurring Adoptive Expense Program. The program reimburses families for adoption-related expenses that they incur during the adoption process. The amount of the reimbursement is limited to $400 per child. When the big day is set and an adoption is going to be made legal, you and your child, along with family, friends, whoever you want to invite, will go to the court where your adoption will be finalized. There are a variety of post-adoption support services that are available. The Adoption Assistance Program was established by the federal and state governments to provide financial assistance to help families with the ongoing expenses of caring for a child adopted from foster care. The program continues until the eligible child reaches 18 years of age, or in some cases, until they reach 21 years of age. The benefits available for eligible children are a monthly financial stipend if needed, medical insurance through Medi-Cal, and post-adoption therapeutic services and programs, and payment for residential treatment or wraparound services. The amount of financial assistance is determined based upon the special needs of the child. There are several ways to help the foster children of Ventura County. We would like to take a moment to let you know of just a few of the many programs that support foster children. The Court-Appointed Special Advocate Program, known as CASA, is a unique nonprofit organization which recruits, screens, and trains community volunteers to become the voices of these children who find themselves in court through no fault of their own. Ventura County CASA has existed since 1985, when a group of concerned judges, attorneys, and community members felt that objective, caring support for these children during the court proceedings and out-of-home placement was necessary. The CASA advocate, as an officer of the court, is the eyes and ears of the court, reporting to the judge and the attorneys the child's progress and needs. They meet with the child regularly and often develop a strong and lasting relationship. Channel Islands Social Services provides respite care to foster and kinship care providers. Big Brothers Big Sisters matches children ages 6 through 18 with mentors in professionally supported one-to-one relationships. The Children's Services Auxiliary is a local 501c3 nonprofit organization founded in 1983. It is a volunteer-run organization whose mission is to meet the needs of Ventura County's court-dependent children, including youth who have transitioned from foster care. Activities funded by the auxiliary include camp scholarships, medical and dental assistance, emergency clothing supplies, athletic uniforms, and holiday gifts. The Ventura County Department of Children and Family Services thanks you for your time and interest in caring for the children and families of your community. You can make a difference in the lives of families and children who are in crisis by providing a safe place where they can heal, reconnect, find permanency, and grow toward being a successful adult. If you would like to begin the process of becoming a foster parent and/or adopting a foster child, you must attend one of the orientation sessions listed. Please complete the Google survey, which will provide us with your contact information and allow you to let us know which orientation you are interested in attending. Once this information is received, the foster parent retention specialist will contact you within 48 business hours to assist you further. In addition, you might want to check out the next steps posted at www.vchsa.org/foster to see upcoming foster parent training schedules, watch videos of becoming a foster parent and adoption from foster care, and read additional support materials. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us at 654-3456.